Today I'm going to be sharing my Peperomia collection and how they're doing in my care. I originally got into these plants because they are pet friendly, and with our dogs that was very important to me, especially Lobo. For those who you've been following along, know part of Lobo's story, so that was very important to me. Over time, I've come to appreciate how unique and diverse they are. I've killed a few of them already, and some of them I still have alive. So for the ones that I do have alive, I'm going to show you those. All right, so the first one is my Peperomia dragon skin. Look at this plant. I absolutely love this texture foliage. Some of the old leaves are already dying off. I'm probably gonna try to propagate these later on. But yeah, there's a bunch of new growth right here. I mean, this foliage is just so stunning. I am not sure why it's curling like this. If you can tell me why, that would be great. We've now come out of winter and into spring, so as this room warms up, I think it's gonna do a lot better. It's just it's very ruffled. I love the light and dark green, and with that combination, there is a shimmer to it. Absolutely love that about this plant. And the leaves really do remind me of Dragon-scale, which is so cool because I love dragons. This plant in my care lives in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet right there. I don't have any intention of taking it out unless it gets too big. I'll take it out, but that's where it lives and that's where it's going to live. It gets bright indirect light. It doesn't sit directly underneath a grow light, but it is still close to one of my grow lights. So I'm not sure if it's getting too much light and the leaves are a little cupping, curling. But as I continue to get to know this plant, I will see what lighting needs it wants. I will say this is the type of peperomia that I'm not good at. I've killed, I think, about 4 of them just like this. I got this plant last year. When I got it, I knew I felt ready to get one like this because this is one of the ones that's really difficult for me. And it comes down to watering. I am honestly surprised this is still alive. Maybe I'm finally getting the hang of the watering. I definitely don't want to wait too long before I water, but um, the leaves are what helps me indicate if it needs watering or not. So, and then it's in a clear pot. So that helps me a lot. And with it being in the IKEA cabinet, if the humidity is high, that means there's moisture in the air. If the humidity is low, then things are drying out quicker. So like I said earlier, all this is new foliage, and all the ones on the side is the old foliage from when I first got it. And I'm just letting it dry out or die out on its own. I'm not going to pull it out. For one thing, I'm not ready to propagate it, so that's why I've left it. But the look how nice and dark the new growth is coming in versus when I first got the plant. I absolutely love the dark foliage on it. I love dark plants. When I am ready to propagate, which will be soon in a few weeks, I will use some of the leaves, the old leaves, to see if I can propagate it. Like some begonias, this plant can propagate through the leaves. So yeah, that'll be a fun experiment to try, and I'm gonna be definitely trying that soon. This peperomia is my favorite so far. I love it. It is the Peperomia Hope. It is still small and it's already pushing out all this new growth since spring started. I love it. So this is my favorite Peperomia right now. It'll probably be my longtime favorite Peperomia because of how the leaf shape is. The round and smooth succulent type leaves remind me of Ohoya. So that's probably why I like it so much. You can see in some of the leaves here, there is a striping to the leaves, and that is just so pretty. I love when you really take a chance to stop and look at a plant all the details of it. That is one of my favorite things. Eventually, this is gonna trail, and I cannot wait for that to happen. So far in my care, when did I get this plant? I think I got this plant, I want to say October. No, I got this plant. I only got this plant, I think I got it 4 months ago. I got it in winter. I forgot. I got it in winter. I don't know why I thought I got this last year. I got this year. I didn't get it last year. So far in my care, this plant sits in a west window. I'm actually going to hang it on the west window with a macrame hanger because, you know, my idea is for it to trail. I'm going to be giving this all the light I can give it at this window. It is definitely moved into prime real estate here. It's so quick. A lot of my plants would love to be in that kind of light on this side, but some of them, they don't get that. But this one just moved in and is already getting it. It is also in a clear pot, which helps me keep an eye on the watering because I am an underwaterer. I don't want the leaves to go completely soft before I water it. I want to catch it at the right time. So I feel the heaviness of the pot, and then looking at the soil, I can tell when it needs water. I can tell like right now there is a little bit of humidity in here still. So it's still not completely dried out. And I think like this, oh, what is going on here? Oh no. Oh, sorry. Get the leaves out. Oh, boy. Oh, oh, oh. I broke a leaf. Well, I guess this would be the perfect time to see if I broke another leaf. Oh my, am I breaking another leaf? Like there's some leaves that's a little stuck in the pot. It's being pushed. All right, this is a perfect opportunity for me to see if this can propagate through its leaf, which I'm sure it can. So I'm gonna just put it right in the soil. I cannot believe I did that. Of course, of course, of course. That's fine. I'm gonna, okay, sewing scissors. I tell you. All right, let's just shake it apart. I can't believe I just did that. Okay. All right, that's in there, and I'm gonna leave it in there and see if it will propagate through its leaf. I like some of the leaves are like down, so me pulling it up. Oh, I don't want to break another one. I'm not touching. Okay. I've heard mixed things about the growth rate of this plant. Some say it's slow, some say it's fast. So far right now, since I've had it, it's been a fast grower. So Peperomia Hope. Okay, so next plant is this. It's it's not all that happy right now. It is a Peperomia trinervis. Now, yeah, I'm not really sure. I haven't figured out this one quite yet. This one is my second favorite Peperomia. I know it's kind of weird because it's kind of crazy and doesn't look that happy, but I'm still trying to figure out the light. But I love this plant, even though it doesn't look great. I love the leaves. The leaves have a type of shimmering metallic tone to it, and I love how elegant it is. I know it is elegant because of how it's spreading out and there's small leaves and it's trailing. Lighting has been tricky with this plant. If you put it too close to the light, it will lighten the leaves and make it dull. If you put it too far from the light, it gets a little leggy like this right here. And I have it now in the middle of the light area. And I think like as a result, all of this is new growth. And I will eventually be doing a little makeover on this plant along with some other plants I have to get it a fuller pot. So a lot of this legginess is going to go away. I have already propagated this plant. I've cut off some stems and stuck it right back into the pot, and it's propagated. It's very, very easy to propagate this plant. It doesn't like to dry out completely between watering. I do know that. So I have to pay attention a little bit more. Don't let it dry out and don't keep it so moist. It is a medium grower for me, not too fast and not too slow. I think if I nail the lighting on this plant, it will thrive. This year, I'm definitely hoping to figure out the lighting. All right, the next plant is this one. This is the Peperomia obtusifolia marble. I do enjoy having this plant. Now that spring is here, I see all this new growth, like right here. There's some shoots trying to come out here. I love the variegation. Now, the variegation on this side is not as pronounced. That doesn't stop this little shoot coming out from this not so variegated stem to be variegated. I do love how different this one is from the others. That's what I love about peperomias. The variety is, I will say, I feel like there's such a wider variety of leaves with peperomias than begonias. I won't say Hoyas, because Hoyas, there's a wider variety of leaves, but begonias, the leaves are definitely not as much in the variety as like how the peperomias are. I mean, this one is like, looks like a succulent. The ones that I just showed you before, like this one does not look like a succulent. These are the same family. Crazy. So far in my care, this plant has lived in this room under a grow light. I think it does want more light. Possibly might consider moving this plant to the south window that I have. I'm going to be adding some plants to the living room again. So I might be adding this one just to give it more light for the summer. I don't mind like letting my plants move into a certain part of the house for summer and then pulling it back when winter comes. I mean, I don't mind. Do you mind? I think it's fine. I think it doesn't mind. When I water this plant, I water it based on how the leaves feel. Right now the leaves feel very firm. So it does not need watering. I did give this plant a really good drink about a week ago, and it because the leaves are really soft, but it's firmed up quite a bit. So that's kind of how I treat this plant with watering. I do look at the pot since I have it in a clear pot. It's in a cash pot right here. Because it's so top heavy, it has to sit in a heavier pot. So far, it's been a slow grower, but it's so funny now that spring is here. Again, there's so much new shoots coming out on this plant. That makes me happy because the room is getting a little bit more light and it's warming up in here. So my plants are gonna thrive. I'm so excited. The next peperomia is the Peperomia Ginny. It's in a small pot. I should give it a repot this year. But yeah, this plant is stunning. I love the color of the leaves, especially that pink around that leaf right there. Look at that pink. That's hot pink. Wow. I love it. I love that. So far in my care, this plant has done okay. It's a very, very slow grower. It was living in this room for the longest. I mean, under a grow light. It didn't even get like the west window light. But I just moved it to an east window where it's getting some east light. And I'm very excited to watch this grow and get better. I let this dry out maybe way too much before watering, but it does get a good drink when I do let it get water. And then the reason why I give her a good soak is because when I let this soil dry out all the way, the soil becomes hydrophobic, so you have to kind of give it a good soak before it can. If you were to water hydrophobic soil, it just runs right through. It doesn't really wet the soil, so you do have to give it a good soak. So most of these, especially this one, I do give it a soak like that too. And this one and this one. Jenny is a slow grower, but I'm hoping that would change now that she's been moved to the east window. I did have a leaf fall off on this one last year, and I stuck it back in the soil like I did the Peperomia Hope just now, and it was rooting. It was growing a new leaf this year, but I did a bad thing and put it in fluval and it rotted. Could have had a new plant. It took me like a year to get that plant from that leaf, but it does work. It just takes a lot of time. And now that she's in the east window, if I have to give her water, it'll be really easy because she's in the kitchen, which is watering is so much easier in the kitchen. So I'm looking forward to seeing this thrive and look better this year. I'll have to give you an updated collection video on my peperomias, but this is the Peperomia Ginny. Okay, this peperomia is, I saved the one that I was struggling with for the last. This peperomia is a struggle for me. It is the Peperomia Grayscale. Yeah, it's just not done well for me. I'm not sure if it had any kind of pest. It actually needs to get some water right now. I have not watered it. And a leaf just fell off. Yeah. I love the silver tones on the leaves. You probably can't really see that silver tones on camera. And knowing that the plant is not doing great, you probably don't really see it. When I first got it, it had nice silver and smoky tones. So far in my care, it sat in the kitchen. It sat in the kitchen first under a grow light, and then it moved to the southeast part of the kitchen, and now it's in the east sliding window or patio door. I water it when it completely dries out. I give it a good soak. I'm going to be giving it a good soak today. I don't know if I should be watering it when it's bone dry. I don't know if that's a mistake of mine. I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to get this plant to be a little bit more healthier. This plant is a very slow grower for me. I am going to try to reroot this plant to see if I can get it to do better. Gonna do a little rehabbing makeover on it to see if I can get it to grow better. This is the Peperomia Grayscale and the last in my collection. I do love these pet safe plants that come in so many different textures and colors. That is why I got these plants in the first place, was to fall in love with them because they were pet friendly. So that's my Peperomia collection. Let me know if you're growing any of these, if you have similar struggles with yours, and let me know if yours is thriving. I want to know your secret. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me chat about peperomias with you, and I'll see you in the next video. But yeah, this is the begonia. No, this is not a begonia. You have to catch it during you have a window of opportunity with this plant to catch it for watering, like a sourdough. Okay, no sourdough talk on this channel.